What if the only words of encouragement you heard day in and day out growing up were, hey, fuck up, you're a disappointment, a failure, unmanageable, worthless, the greatest waste of talent, they should have been, that couldn't get his act together. With those types of obstacles, what chances would you give someone of being successful? Yeah, zero, nada. But like my man Ryan Holiday, one of my favorite authors says, the obstacle is the way. What if I also told you that same person as an adult is internationally recognized for his talent, a three-time Guinness Book World Record holder, winner of ESPN's Slam City National Three-Point Shooting Contest, noted in Slam Magazine's special collector's edition as one of the greatest playground ballers of all time. Not to mention multiple movies written about his life, New York Times articles, Sports Illustrated, ESPN, NBA. Everybody's written articles about this guy. But you know what the most important thing is? With all those accolades, the thing that makes Jackie Ryan so fucking special to me and everybody around there is he's a loving, caring human being. He's a friend and a father to an amazing young daughter. So how did Jackie Ryan turn such an awful start out of the gates into a life of meaning? He always says, basketball saved my life. I think basketball taught him about life. For example, he always says his number one secret to shooting that perfect jump shot, which I still can't do, is to keep your feet pointed at the target. So Jackie, my friend, how did that help you in life?
Well, your feet pointed towards the target, you got to see what's in front of you and you got to go for it. You got to stay focused. Growing up when I was on the basketball court, I fell in love with basketball. So that's all I wanted to do. And when I went to the park, I was focused on getting better. I was focused. It all started with my shot, like how I can be a good shooter. My brother taught me the steps and mechanics. Then it was up to me to put the time in the parks and the gyms to develop my shot and get confidence. And, like I said, when I was on the court, I was just so focused on my shot, along with everything else, that I got good at it after a while. And I thrived on the basketball court, but everywhere else I didn't. I was always in trouble in school, in trouble with my parents, not doing the right thing and all that. But when I was on that basketball court, I was comfortable in my skin. I was being praised. And so that's where I always wanted to be, was right on that basketball court.
So the amount of encouragement that you were getting, that helped your focus. So in the other areas of life, when you couldn't fit into the standardized school system, or you couldn't follow some of the standardized rules, you were being told all those horrible things. You just basically said, I don't want to do them anymore. But you went to the basketball court and people said nice things to you.
Kids are kids. They want to have fun. I had fun on the basketball court. Everywhere else, it wasn't fun. So I tried to escape and go to that basketball court. That's where I found my peace.
Amazing. So my question to you, which is unbelievable, the amount of encouragement you heard on that basketball court from all these strangers, from people you didn't know, right? From people that weren't maybe directly related to you, that helped you, encourage you to keep focused, to be able to strive ahead, to chase your dreams. So for me hearing that, and I think about all of the things that, we say to other people, how important was that encouragement to you into taking a step forward when every other area of your life where you were being pulled down?
Well, that's why I got to be so good in basketball. Like I said, I got praise, encouragement on the court. That's where I wanted to be. And I just got better and better and better. And it even got to a point, like all the parks in Brooklyn that I went to, I said, let me see this one park, famous street ball court, one of the three most famous street ball courts, West 4th Street in Greenwich Village. And I go there, and now there's people around the fence, right? The place is packed all the time. I'm like, I have an audience. I hear people, ooh, ah, the little white boy at West 4th Street pulling off these moves, scoring like crazy. And so that's where I wanted to be. That was my stage. And, I got encouragement from it. And again, it goes back to little kids. You get encouragement from something, you want to do it. You don't get encouragement from something, you stay away. You go the opposite way. You're angry. You're not in a happy place. Kids want to be happy. They want to go to the happy place.
I love that. So when you were So you were a kid, you first stepped into the court with your middle school and high school coaches. They gave you praise, I'm assuming, right? They were like, hey, great job. So you had all this praise, you were excited. You went into college, right? Which is a little bit more structured now, right? So you're not going to be playing, so much free. You have to fit within somebody's system. How did that work out in terms of the continued encouragement?
It didn't work out. In high school, my coach, we didn't have too good of a team, but my coach, every play was around me. I averaged 26 points a game in high school. Now I go to college. I understand you got to play in the coach's system. And, I grew up more as a street ball player, add some hot dog into that. But, you can't do that in college. You got to play in the coach's system. I always like to say I was a coach's worst nightmare, a parent's worst nightmare, and a teacher's worst nightmare. But getting back to basketball, I went to 4 colleges. I clashed with 3 of the coaches in college because I didn't play in their system. And so a lot of times, the last college I played for was Brooklyn College. I would go to practice and then I would want to go to the park and play some more so I could be free, nobody telling me what to do, and go have fun and go get praise and pull off whatever move I wanted to pull off. And, in college practice, I had to really be conscious of not to do anything that's going to make the coach mad. And so, again, for me, it was like, I'm going to the park where I feel safe and I have the most fun and nobody's putting me down or telling me what to do.
That's such an important part when you think about life in general, when you think about kids growing up, where they're learning things for the first time, when you're trying to be jammed into a system that just isn't you. It's not who you were. It's not your identity. And then you're being told you're a bad person. You just said you're a teacher's nightmare, you're a coach's nightmare, you're a parent's nightmare. You're a great human being. I've known you for over 30 years. You've taught my kids how to spin basketballs. I've known you only as the nicest human being since I met you in 1991. You always put a smile on my face. You've done nothing but share your heart with people. So the fact that, and that's who you are as a person. That's who I know you as a person. In the movies that are made about you, with the actors that have actually played you, actually refer to you as have the biggest heart they've ever met. People meet you for 5 minutes and know that. But to understand that the minute you don't fit into a system, our society, and you were in that basketball world, they put you down. They pushed you down. They kept pushing you down. And you had to fight through every one of those obstacles. The insane part is you never gave up. The insane part is you kept pushing through. You kept finding a place to be yourself, finding a place to put a smile on someone's face. I used to go to watch West 4th and watch you down at Chelsea Piers. I remember being with some of the guys, watching you down there shooting. We would just laugh. We would smile, going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that." Everybody was laughing. The guys you were playing about, the guys who were beating 50-0 were laughing and smiling. Nobody was ever angry. That's insane to me that you gave that kind of joy to people. But yet, people chose to criticize you because you didn't fit into a system that they created. You never asked for that system. You just said, "Let me have fun. Let me entertain you." So when you finally got out of college, and after all of that disappointment, you got to try out with the Nets. Once again, didn't fit into a system. They tried to push you into something that you weren't. Then you finally, all of this culture, everybody that was around you kept pushing you down, kept trying to pull you back and say, "No, no, no, you can't go at life that way." Well, as we all know, there's no right way to do life and wrong way to do life, as long as you're trying to be good to people, right? And make people happy, as long as you're not trying to hurt anybody, right? And I've never seen you try to hurt somebody. We all make mistakes. That's not our intention, right? We all fail at times. But you've always tried to have the intention, that since I've known you, to put a smile on someone's face. So when you finally got out of college and you try out with the NBA, with the Nets, and we can only imagine that went as well as the college tryouts did, right? What was that one thing that you found that really sort of brightened your heart and gave you that encouragement again? How did you find, as you pushed through every one of those obstacles, what did you find that helped you get to the next one?
Well, I had a tryout with the Nets, and that was a bit disappointing. I didn't have a tryout until I was 27 years old. I got cut when I was 28. Most NBA players are retired by then. I had a chance to go in my early 20s, and I didn't think I was good enough. I said no. But after the Nets, things really spiraled downhill. till 1996. I hit rock bottom and I had suicidal thoughts. 5 months after that, I was playing in a pro-am tournament down in Florida, and I was spinning the ball off my thumb watching the game. And the coach that brought me down there came over and said, "Jackie, how do you do that?" I was like, "That's nothing. Watch this." He's like, "I can get you a tryout with the Harlem Wizards." And I put my hands up. I was like, "I'm white." He goes, "No, the way you can handle a basketball and do the tricks and play basketball, I'm going to get you a tryout." So one thing led to another, and I became a member of the world famous Harlem Wizards in June of 1997. That changed my life. I hit the nail right on the head. I prepared for this my whole life. I was always a good basketball player. I was a clown. I got thrown out of every classroom I've ever been in. And I was spinning basketball since I'm like 8 or 9 years old. So when this happened to me, I said, "This is why I'm here on earth. I'm not screwing this up." It was like I did a 180. The anger left me. I had self esteem for the first time in my life, and I was not going to screw this up. And I changed my mindset. You ever hear somebody say, "Change your mindset"? I changed my mindset. Everything was all positive at this point. My brother made me read a book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which was all about positive thinking and all that. So it was just like straight ahead, no looking back, not even looking to the side. Like, I'm going for this. And I wanted to be the best at this so bad that, like when I was a little kid, wanted to be a good basketball player, practicing in the park all day and night. I went practicing all the tricks. I took everybody's best trick on the team and I put it in my repertoire. And then I started doing stuff with spin basketballs on pens, biting the pen with the basketball sticking out of it, putting the pen in my shoelace so I could spin basketballs off my shoes. I went from one basketball to two to three to juggling four, five, all the way up to 10 spinning basketballs. And, I did all along, all the while getting praise. That's what we love. You get praise, there's no stopping you. You just want to keep getting better and better. And I got so good in 1 year, one of the guys on the team says, you could make a lot of money doing halftime shows. So I put together a tape of my Wizard stuff and I sent it out to NBA and WNBA and colleges. And my first halftime show was at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. It was for the New York Liberty. So I went out there, man, I was so nervous, but sometimes when you're nervous, you focus more. I went out there and I nailed it. All my brothers and sisters were there. I mean, it was my mom was there. My dad had passed away. See what I do. But I've been a Harlem Wizard for now. I'm now the oldest Harlem Wizard and I still practice. I still want to get better. I still want the oohs and ahs, pulling off a new trick. It's in my DNA to entertain. And kids, I love kids. I loved kids when I was a little kid. I love kids because they would pay attention to me and I would make them laugh and I'd see them looking, doing tricks, or, I'd just go shrink down to their level and make silly faces or whatever. And they'd smile at me and that's my fuel. Kids are my fuel.
That's amazing. And it's so incredible when you think about it. If you take a step back, you grew up in Brooklyn, New York, as we all know, and I'm a New Yorker as well, and we know that story well. But it took you actually leaving the safety and the comfort of that Brooklyn community to find the Harlem Wizards, where they wrapped their arms around you, gave that encouragement, and loved you, and let you become who you wanted to be. And that's amazing when you find that environment. And that Harlem Wizards, man, that is just a special group of people that they were able to embrace you, to encourage you, to let you be yourself, and to give you the support to be yourself. That's to me is amazing.
And what really defined me is like knowing I'm in the right place. This is where I am. I found my purpose in life. Is about a year into being a Harlem Wizard. We had a game and guys are warming up. They're stretching. I'm in the stands, tickling kids, taking their little fingers, spinning the ball on their fingers, just doing what I do what I like to do. And all of a sudden the nun came over and she goes, "You're doing God's work. You're making the children happy." I went, "Huh?" Like, I was just having fun doing what I do. I called my mom after the game and I said, "Mom, you're not going to believe this. A nun told me I'm doing God's work." And, she was so happy. She passed away shortly after that. And in my mom's eulogy, there was 5 of us. My sister Suzanne said one sentence that mom would have said to each and every one of us. And when it came my turn, Jackie, keep doing God's work, make the children happy. And that's what I get to do every day when there's no COVID. I'm in schools every day performing for kids and inspire them. I get to see the laughter of children, see them smile and inspire them. Nobody's got a better job than me.
That is amazing. And to think that you took all of those obstacles that you were presented with for the first, let's say, 28 years of your life, and you pushed through them to get where you are now, where you're actually adding value to people's lives, you're inspiring kids. You go back to how people may describe you, right? The New York Post, even the director of the latest movie made about you had said, hey, he should have been, or, he could have been. I'm like, he is. Jackie Ryan, you are a great human being. You are a friend. You are a father. This is amazing to me that our society tends to at times miss the greatest value that you give to our society. And that's by encouraging our young people, encouraging the kids, and putting a smile on people's faces. So Jackie, thank you so much. Hey, Jackie, let's tell people where to get you. I know you have a YouTube channel, you have an Instagram, you got a bunch of funny names. It's funny, everyone knows you as BlackJack Ryan. I know you as Jackie Ryan. And you were given the name BlackJack, I think, by the Harlem Wizards, is that, or did you have it before then?
No, I was the Harlem Wizards. I was the only white guy on the team, and everybody has a nickname. So they came first. It was White Chocolate, but that was already taken by Jason Williams in the NBA. Then there was a couple of other things. So I called Pete Vesey up. I was like, Pete, I need a nickname for the Harlem Wizards. He said, you're the only white guy, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, BlackJack. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me.
And your number was 21, so it ended up working out with number 21 nickname. So
yeah, I've never gambled in my life, but my name is BlackJack 21.
So let people know.
And that's how you could find me, BlackJack 21. No, actually, it's BlackJack Ryan 21 on Instagram.
What about YouTube?
YouTube is BlackJack the Hoop Wizard. I think it's BlackJack or Hoop Wizard. No, I think it's BlackJack the Hoop Wizard, because my show name, like for birthday parties and kids stuff, is the Hoop Wizard. More my street ball name is more like BlackJack and entertainment, so I just put BlackJack the Hoop Wizard.
That's fantastic. If you want to see Jackie do some incredible, what's the most amount of basketballs you spun? Was it 10?
10. I never tried 11. That's enough. I don't need to try 11.
10 all on your body. So if you want to see Jackie spin 10 basketballs on his body, talk to every possible celebrity, show celebrities how to spin basketballs, either on the street, in the court, or in a studio. He's done it all, on stage, off stage. Jackie, it's been a pleasure. I love you and love what you do for everybody. Have an awesome day, guys, and go find Jackie on YouTube. You'll love him.
Love you, Jerry. You the